Schizophrenics. What's the scariest hallucination you've ever had? When I was 17, I started hearing whispers. Just little ones at first, like when you're falling asleep and think someone called your name. My mom said it was stress from school, and I believed her because the voices only came when I was freaking out about tests or whatever. But by the time I turned 19, the whispers got clearer. They weren't random anymore. They told me things that were going to happen. The first real prediction was about my coworker Jake spilling coffee on his white shirt at exactly 9:47 in the morning. I thought I was losing it, but I kept checking the clock anyway. At 9:47 on the dot, Jake knocked over his mug all over himself. My hands started shaking. How could my brain know that? The voice came back to days later. This time it said there would be a 3-car crash at the intersection near my apartment. Don't walk that way after work. I took a different route home, and sure enough, the evening news showed twisted metal and ambulances at that exact spot. I started calling them the forecasters. They felt like guardian angels or something keeping me safe. The predictions kept coming, and they were always right. My girlfriend would text me 5 minutes after they told me she would. My bus would be late by exactly 12 minutes like they said. I stopped questioning it, started trusting these voices like they were gods. But then the predictions got darker. They told me not to visit my brother's graduation party because someone would get hurt. I stayed home and found out later that 2 guys got in a fight and one ended up in the hospital with a broken nose. They warned me that my girlfriend was cheating. I didn't want to believe it, but I checked her phone and found the messages. Everything they said was true. The forecasters had never been wrong, not once. So when the voice told me I was going to get shot that Tuesday, I completely lost it. They said the bullet was coming, and there was nothing I could do to stop it. Just prepare. I called in sick to work, locked every door and window in my apartment. I even moved my dresser in front of the front door. I sat in my bathroom with a knife, listening for footsteps in the hallway. The voice kept repeating, "The bullet is coming. The bullet is coming." I stayed awake for 23 hours straight, jumping at every sound. When Wednesday morning came and I was still alive, I felt stupid but relieved. Then the voice said something new. "You passed the test. You listened to us. We saved you." I actually smiled. My protectors had kept me safe again, but the next morning, they told me my mom had died in her sleep. I drove to her house crying, already planning the funeral in my head. She answered the door in her bathrobe, confused why I was there so early. That's when it hit me. The voices had been wrong. I started thinking about all the other predictions. Did Jake really spill coffee because I expected it? Did I avoid the car crash by pure luck? Had my girlfriend been cheating before the voices told me? And I just finally looked for proof. I couldn't tell what was real anymore, which events actually happened and which ones I caused by believing the voices. Then I started seeing the forecasters. They weren't just voices now. They appeared in mirrors and window reflections. Tall people in old-fashioned black clothes with eyes like empty holes. They would smile and wave when they saw me looking. They told me to quit my job because my boss was planning to fire me anyway. They said my sister was going to get in a car accident unless I warned her. They predicted my apartment would catch fire. None of it happened, but they kept talking, kept appearing. The blacked people followed me everywhere now, always whispering new warnings and predictions that never came true. One morning, they surrounded me in the bathroom mirror, all of them talking at once, their voices layering over each other until it was just noise. Then they all went quiet, except for one. She stepped forward and her voice was crystal clear. "Jump off the bridge on Elm Street. It's the only way to save your sister from the car accident. You have to die so she can live." I believed them. I had always believed them. I drove to the bridge and climbed over the railing. Cars were honking below me. The blacked woman in the reflection of a car window was nodding, smiling. That's when this random guy grabbed my arm and pulled me back over. Some stranger who happened to be jogging by. The forecasters all vanished at once, just gone. I ended up in the hospital that day.